Okay, so we don't have any other weapons, just the Ogres. Cool. Here comes the target. Oh, damn, that's a big boy. Okay, so it's just a capture mission. Alright, that's pretty straightforward. A Tonkkat handle, so that's how you get the parts. And that's how you get the blueprint. Alrighty then, we need 2 handles and 2 blades. There it is, blade number 2. We're done. I forgot the name of it, and I'm too stubborn to look it up. So I'm just gonna scroll the Foundry for 15 minutes instead. Found it, the Tonkkat, there it is. It's a 12-hour build. I'm not actually going to rush this because it's my great-grandmother's birthday today. She turned 100, so I'm off to celebrate. Look at them. They're so cool. My very own chainswords. I have finally become John Warhammer. The Tonkkat. Mastery rank 9 taunt fast that do primarily slash damage with a little bit of puncture on the side, and they sport a 23% crit chance with a 2.1 times crit multiplier and a 21% status chance. Additionally, they come with a very cool unique mechanic where whenever your combo multiplier increases, they gain 4% bonus heat damage for 15 seconds, which stacks up to 30 times. So they encourage you to continuously build up your combo and not sit at 12x combo at all times. So let's give him a shot, or well, I guess a swing. Shall we? Yo, these look absolutely sick. That is a weird trait. I wonder if you have to like continuously build your combo then. Because it says increasing combo multiplier and it has a duration, so you're probably gonna have to consume it, right? Well, let's get a stance on here and go try it out. Oh my god, yes! I don't have the in-game audio recording right now, but they have like an idle chainsaw sound effect. Yeah, you don't build the buff at 12x combo, so you have to like continuously build your combo to utilize it. I like these already. Looks like we're gonna have to engage in some tomfoolery to actually utilize this trait, which is always fun. So I checked the wiki, and apparently the heat doesn't combine with anything, so we can actually do like triple influence with like heat, electricity and blast, which is just dumb. 100% a condition overload weapon. We also want to run... Do we want to run Blood Rush? Hey, that's a good question. Are we gonna do a high combo build or a low combo build? Let's say we do a high combo build, so Blood Rush and Steel goes in. How the hell are we gonna build this? Yeah, we could go a heavy attack efficiency route. Yeah, let's try that. We can run Focus Energy as the influence trigger. Blast goes in, so we have Blast, Heat and Electricity. That's quite lovely. I guess we don't need the galvanized version of Reflex. Weeping Wounds for some... No, we're out. Alright, we don't have enough space left for attack speed, so I'm just gonna fix it with Arcane Strike. So the idea here, by the way, is that we build up to 12x combo, then we do a heavy attack, a lag, a saw, and that brings us down to 10. We build back up to 12 and yada yada yada. I just realized we do 4 types of status damage and we don't have Elementalist. I guess we don't necessarily need Reflex, it will cost us some efficiency, but we could just run Elementalist there. Or because, well, we're running Galvanized Elementalist. Galvanized gives status chance, so we don't necessarily need Weeping Wounds. So we can actually run both. Aha! Oh my, this is a mighty fine chopper indeed. And you go there. Much better. So we didn't actually need this format because, well, originally I thought I would run something in the Exilus, but we don't want Tonkkat because we want to consume the combo. And the rest of this is very much optional, so... We're actually gonna skip the Exilus and just run Galvanized Reflex, it's fine. I need to remove Harold for a little bit because I actually want to test this and he adds way too much damage into the setup. Yeah, so one thing I didn't think about is that we don't actually have any heavy attack wind-up speed, so the heavy attacks are quite long. Though I suppose we could do heavy slams and roll out of them instead, that should be much faster. Such a cool weapon. God, I love the introductory flashbang. Let's see how it do. I just realized that this is actually kind of an old schoolish build because before Tonkkat, if you wanted to do big heavy attacks, especially with weapons that trigger mechanics on heavy attacks, you had to go the efficiency route. The builds were a little bit different because we have much better and more efficient mods, but yeah, it was basically this. I did it with the dear god, what is it called? It's a tenet weapon, the Hammer and Shield. Agendas? What I like about this is that it's an influence build, but it's different. It's not just the, boring box standard influence build. It has a bit of pizzazz. There's a reason for it. Also, by the way, if you're gonna use this, definitely do heavy slams, not hello Torment, not heavy attacks, because the heavy attacks take way too long since we don't have any wind-up speed. Come here, Torment. Aww, you absolute bastard. Come here, get slapped. Oh, nice damage. Very, very nice. What a fun little setup. It's kind of like a Tonkkat build, but you have more control over it. So one thing I just realized that's kind of unfortunate is that if the timer runs out, you lose all the, stacks. I thought you would lose one stack at a time, but no, you lose everything. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with this. Yes, it's an influence setup, and influence is kind of boring because, you know, you can run it on everything and it just kind of makes everything better, but this setup is different enough for it to be fun. So here is the final setup for the new Tonkkat Tonkfast. The stance doesn't really matter, just pick whichever one you like more. I'm running Sovereign Outcast because it matches the polarity. Now for the exiles, this one is kind of optional. Yes, you can run Tonkkat in there, just make sure to do actual heavy attacks to consume your combo every now and then so you can build it back up to sustain the buff. Other than that, it's kind of like a modified heavy attack efficiency melee influence setup. So for the arcane, we have melee influence, then we have condition overload for base damage, blood rush and galvanized steel for crit, Galvanized Elementalist for status damage and status chant, Galvanized Reflex or just regular Reflex for heavy attack efficiency, Focus Energy for electricity and heavy attack efficiency, and we top it off with Vicious Frost and Volcanic Edge for blast and status. This gives us a quadruple Elementalist setup, which is quite unique. We get electricity, blast, slash, and heat. Now, unfortunately, we don't have enough mod space here to get attack speed, so we had to fix that on our frame with Arcane Strike. You could also use an ability like Warcry. And finally, it's always a good idea to have a priming pet. I'm using a Hound, Good Boy Harrow, that primes Cold, Vital, Heat, Impact, Puncture, Magnetic, and Radiation. This weapon is right up my alley. I like weird weapons with strange quirks that allow you to build them differently. I actually like them even more if they don't force you to build them differently, because you can build this like any other melee weapon and it's going to be fine. But if you think about it a little bit and you actually play around the unique trait, you can get a ton of extra elemental damage out of it. So if you manage to get this weapon and you didn't miss it, and by the way I'm pretty sure it's gonna come back in some way, shape or form, definitely give it a shot, or I suppose a swing. It's really fun, unique and pretty damn strong. And that's pretty much all I have for you today, so I thank you very much for watching, as always guys, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Then, I would also like to extend a special thank you to all the channel members. Thank you very much guys, I really appreciate your support, it means a lot to me. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.